Hello and welcome back to Wonderland. So we are back in London and we're gonna have afternoon tea at the Bond Street Tea Rooms. So come along with me down the rabbit hole and we'll experience it together. Well, hello, we made it down another rabbit hole and today we are at the Bond Street Tea Rooms. I've never been here. I didn't even know it was here. It is right off of a very busy shopping area called Bond Street here in London. And it's also right behind one of my favorite little haunts, the Disney store in their flagship store right on Bond Street. So let's have a lovely afternoon tea here together. I went off the grain today. I normally do not. As you know, I usually get my own bottle of rabbit juice. But today I said, you know, let's see if anything has changed in the realm of getting a glass of champagne included in your tea. So here is a glass of Mayo Sandwich, and it costs £10 normal, or £10 more than normal. So let's try. I don't see a lot of bubbles, unfortunately, but let's try. So it's not terribly fizzy, unfortunately, but I will make do with this and it will be just fine. Afternoon tea's a little different here. You actually get a choice of what to have for your afternoon tea. So they have canapes, they have sandwiches, scones, and desserts. And for each of them, you get a number of different things that you can do. For canapes, you can have 2 out of the 5 they have on offer. And today, what I chose was a Tuna Cornetto, and then also a beef short rib tumbleweed. And then for sandwiches, you can have 3. And what I chose was corn-fed chicken with tarragon mayonnaise, an egg mayonnaise with shallot on white, as well as a smoked salmon with horseradish on malt bread. We can also have 2 different kinds of scones out of 3. What I chose was the raisin and maple and the orange, and it is served with clotted cream and strawberry jam. And then for dessert, you can have 2 out of 4, and what I chose was a strawberry vanilla tart and a creme brulee that's flavored of passion fruit. I will leave the menu of the different choices on my community tab so you can take a look at them for yourself. Make sure to hang around to the end of this vlog and I will tell you exactly where the Bond Street Tea Rooms are located and also the prices and everything you need to know to make your experience here the best it can be. They do have an extensive tea menu here, and what I chose was the gunpowder tea. And what it says on my menu, it says it's a pearl tea in its native tongue, rolled into tightly formed pebbles, and well loved for the centuries from China to Morocco, a taste of history with mild smokiness. You know, I love my smoky teas, so I will let you know once I've tried it. So the first of my canapes is a Tuna Cornetto. It's tuna right here, you can see, in a cornetto. Look at that. The tuna was lovely. It was served in little small squares in the cornetto like an ice cream cone, and it was lovely. The pokey dressing was just perfect. A little sweet, a little bit of tart. Yeah, a lovely little canapé, I tell you. I would definitely have more of that. I'm trying my gunpowder tea right now. I think I let it steep for too long because unfortunately it's really, really, really bitter. It tastes a lot like a really harsh green tea. So what I'm going to do is try to make it a little nicer with a little bit of milk and sugar, and I think that will sort it out. it's a bit better. So my guide to you guys is pay attention to how long your tea steeps. It wasn't their fault, it was mine. My next canapé is a beef short rib tumbleweed. And I'll show that to you right now because I am not gonna pick this up off of my plate. But it looks lovely. There's 2 of them available and I cannot wait to see what these are gonna taste like. Well, that was really nice, actually. It was like kind of like a barbecued kind of short rib, slow roasted, and it was setting on a smoky kind of a chipotle mayonnaise. And then it was really finely shredded phyllo to make it look like tumbleweed. Yeah, very, very nice. Such a unique thing to have for an afternoon tea. And you know I'm always out for something a little different. I think the moe is growing on me. It is just fine. Life is good. Yeah, very, very, very nice canapes. I'm really impressed. Right now, it's just right before 2 o'clock. There's not a lot of people having afternoon tea right now. It's kind of quiet except for what's going on behind me with the building site. But yeah, the gentlemen that have been waiting on me have been very, very friendly, and it seems like nothing is too much to ask. And yeah, it's a nice situation, if not a little quiet. I haven't sussed it out yet, but so far, except for that behind me, all is very well. Just got served my tea tower. On the top, it's a nice little mini one. On the top are my 2 little desserts. In the middle, I've got my scones with accompanying my clotted cream and my jam. Then down below are my 3 little selections of sandwiches. So upon first looking on this, this is not the most fancy afternoon tea that I've seen. So, you know what? You never judge a book by its cover, right? So let's get this started with our sandwiches. My first sandwich is going to be corn-fed chicken with tarragon mayonnaise on malt bread. Here it is right here. And I will tell you, I know that this has been made probably this morning because it's very, very hard. The filling itself was very nice. It was very tarragon heavy. The chicken was really finely cut, so you don't really get the taste of the chicken. You get the major hit of the licorice, the tarragon. How can a sandwich be dry but be filled? I don't know. Unfortunately. I feel bad because I feel like the wait staff are really, really wanting this place to be really nice. I really do. It's just, I'm kind of not hitting that vibe right now with what I'm having. The canapes were gorgeous, but it looks, I don't know. Let's keep going and let's see what happens. My next sandwich is egg mayonnaise with shallot on a white bloomer. Here it is. The egg mayonnaise was very, very nice, and there was a lot of filling to it. The white bloomer was a little crunchy on the outside, unfortunately, but there was a lot of seasoning in the egg mayonnaise with that shallot, so that really redeemed itself. I like this one very, very much. The shallot was the star of this egg mayonnaise, definitely. My last sandwich is a smoked salmon with horseradish on malt bread. Now this looks very, well, on that side, it looked very, very, very generous in the salmon direction. Ooh, it smells so good. Still, you know, it's very heavy, which is very nice. But yeah, it feels like it's been made this morning, but it's okay, it's fine. Let's give it a try and see how lovely it is. Wow, that is a lot of salmon, a whole bunch, and it is stronger smoky than I'm used to. I did not taste the horseradish, but it's really good. And you know what? The bread is not bad at all. The salmon was definitely the star of that sandwich, and it was very naughty, and I poached, or I took, the sandwich or the salmon out of the bread and just eat it on its own because it was delicious and it was not going to be going to waste. Not on my plate, that's for sure. It is now time for a little bit of halftime. It's a very small place, this Bond Street Tea Room, but I'll show you a little bit around this quaint little place. And then I will come back again and we'll have some afternoon tea scones. We are back now and we're gonna have some scones. So this one, I believe, is a raisin and maple scone. It's still a little warm and there's a lot of powdered sugar on top of it. It looks lovely. I did order another glass of rabbit juice. So I'm hoping that it's got some more bubbles. It does, but it's a little warm, unfortunately. I try to go the good girl way and get glasses instead of my own bottle, but you know what? I think I'm going back to my own bottle next time. That's what I think is going to happen. I just like my own. I like my own bubbles because I know that they're going to be there. Because this little guy, how much? Let's see how much he is. Let's see. He is 16 pounds for a glass. Crazy talk, but you know what, I'm here for you guys, and yeah, I guess we have to do it, right? Just for the rabbit juice. I tried the maple and raisin scone. It was a nice scone. It wasn't one of your best. It was still a little warm, which is always lovely. It was a maple and raisin, like I said. So I tried a little piece without any clotted cream or strawberry jam, and you could taste the maple at the back of your palate. But with the clotted cream and the strawberry, you really don't. So it tastes just like a normal raisin scone. Well, let's get on to our desserts. We've got a strawberry and vanilla tart. Looks like there's lots of strawberries in here. The tart shell was nice and crumbly. The vanilla tasted very in-depth of flavor. And the little strawberries were very chopped up nicely and very, very fresh. There wasn't anything spectacular about it, but it was really nice. We're gonna move on to our last dessert now, and it is a passion fruit creme brulee. So I will show it to you in this little thing right here and see how it goes. Thank goodness I saved the best for last. The creme brulee is beautiful. It's a beautiful custard that is filled with the beautiful flavor of tartness of a passion fruit. There's not the usual crunch on the top. There's just a little bit that it is, but this is a lovely, lovely little dessert. A great way to finish up this afternoon tea. The pub that I visited before I started my afternoon tea is called the Caan Lion, and it's right here in Marylebone area. It's been around since the 1700s and is just another historical pub. It was rebuilt, I believe, in the 1800s. It was all lovely in dark blood, ox blood red. They had a lot of really nice things for their menu. There wasn't a lot of history about it. What I read online, that it might have been named that because of the cockfighting that used to be very popular in this area, as well as the lion that was on most of the heraldry flags and such. But it was a lovely little pub to go visit to get my thoughts together before talking to you. So if you're in the area, visit this lovely historic pub, and I think you will not be disappointed. So here's your important information. The Bond Street tea rooms are available Thursday through Sunday from 1 to 5:30 in the afternoon. How to get here is it's right off of Bond Street Tube Underground, and it starts at 44 pounds a person. You can also get a glass of Prosecco for, let's see, for 52 pounds more, or 52 pounds. And if you want champagne, Moët Chandon, it's going to be 55 pounds a person. You can make your afternoon tea reservations directly with the Bond Street tea rooms, or you can do as I did and do that at afternoontea.co.uk. Alrighty then, I have finished my afternoon tea here at the Bond Street tea rooms. What did I think? It was a nice experience. I think it was good for me. I don't know if it's good for you. I think it was good for me because I get to do a lot of afternoon teas here in London. But was it good for you? I don't know. I don't know if I recommend it per se. There was nothing really wrong with any of it. I think the price point was too high for what I had. Does that make any sense? I think this is a mid-range price point, 44 pounds a person. There are different afternoon teas out there for the same price point that offer you a bit more. I did like the selection that I could choose which ones I wanted, but I think the canapes were the best part of the whole meal, and I would like to have had all of the canapes. How's that? And maybe no sandwiches. Yeah, sandwiches were fine. It's just the canapes are where it was at. And the creme brulee dessert at the end, the passion fruit, was lovely. I feel if this afternoon tea was priced maybe at 35 pounds a person, I would feel better than 44 pounds a person, if that makes sense. So yeah, I definitely do need to make an afternoon tea vlog that has to do with mid-range, lower range, and higher ranges afternoon teas. I think that would be very helpful to everybody, definitely. But beyond that, everybody here has been so friendly and very accommodating. The afternoon tea area itself was very lovely. I think the background noise was way too much for me. And the food was nice. It wasn't wow, but that's okay. You know, that's why we try many different places here in London for you guys. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week on another adventure down the rabbit hole. Bye-bye.